Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to actually go over my budget. I'm actually using the software Ynab, which is a digital online budgeting system, which I really like. I actually have been using Ynab for the past 7 months to kind of track my expenses, see where I'm spending money, see where I need to tweak things, watch how things are being paid off, and etc. So let's just jump straight into it. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of Ynab just to show you what the functionalities and what I can do with it. So here, this is my budget tab, and we'll get into this a lot more depth, but these are some of the broad categories that I've created for myself to help track my budget and my monthly spending. This next tab is the reports tab. So this tab tells me about what I spend on. And currently I don't have anything in most of these tabs just because I decided to do a fresh start, which is also an option. Here, if you want to make a fresh start from a budget that you've already created, you can start over in Ynab. It'll transport all your accounts over so you don't have to manually put those in every time. This next tab shows you the net worth that you currently have based off the information that you've entered into Ynab. So as you can see, my debts are $123,290.07, and my assets currently are $16,768.73, making my total net worth $106,521.34. Over here, it just shows you the assets again. Kind of gives you a visual breakdown. This next tab here, it shows your income versus expenses, and then it'll give you your net income. So if you spent more than what you earned, you'll have a negative number here. But if you're under budget, you'll have a positive green number here, which once we get into the following months, this will become more apparent and you'll see the differences between the two. My next tab is the Ynab Toolkit. So this is actually an add-on. It's not actually part of Ynab, but I actually really love this little feature that some developers came up with to help with Ynab functionality and some different graphs and stuff to see the differences with your income and your expenses. So again, a net worth graph, an inflow outflow. Basically, this just shows you another version of your net worth. They have this spending by category, and once we started adding expenses and things like that, and we start having transactions come into Ynab, this graph will become a pie graph, and you'll see the different. It will give you a visual representation of how much you're spending in each category. This next tab will show you who you're actually spending a lot of money with. So like this one could be Wells Fargo, could be Walmart. You'll see this coming in the next coming months too. Income versus expenses, it just shows you the net income. Income breakdown, it'll show you where your income is coming from. Like we get paid by the government and I get paid by my staffing company. So we'll see that come in. We'll show the difference, the positives, the negatives, and things like that. And this category over here, balances over time. It's going to be a fun one because listed over here, you'll see all the accounts that I currently have a debt to or I'm adding to or whatever the case might be. So as you see on this zero line here, this is my 401k, which I plan on contributing to over the next couple of months. And you'll see this go from this zero line and you'll start to gradually see it increase as we start adding more to it. So that is the toolkit in a nutshell. This next tab just shows all my accounts just in one quick view. And then we'll go down here to the tracking tab. So the tracking tab actually holds my accounts. So my savings, emergency accounts, which I save in Yada Bank, which I suggest that everyone kind of check it out. I actually have a link to this below with a special code that you can use. My APY with this particular bank is 0.22, which I'm not getting that kind of return on any of my accounts that I have outside of this bank. So again, check them out. This is where I keep my emergency funds to have it grow over time. I'm actually going to be taking a lot of my sinking fund money and transferring over to this account just because of how much I can earn with this savings account versus if I had it in my regular traditional savings account that comes along with my checking account. Next here, you'll see 401k accounts that we have. And then down here below, you'll see all the debts that I currently have. And like most people, a lot of them are just student loans where we went to school to try to make a life for ourselves, and now we need to get this money paid back as soon as possible. That's why we started a budget. Next is the actual budget section. So here we have my checking account, which is automatically pulled in. You'll see this little check mark next to any account that pulled in automatically, and that's linked through the safe, secure way to get information over to Ynab. Also, I have a few accounts that are unlinked, and the reason for that is I don't actually put a lot on these credit cards. So usually I'll go in manually and put in, like, if it has any interest for that month, I'll put it in. Or if I make a purchase or two, I'll just manually pull it in instead of having it linked. So next, let's actually get into the budget. So here you'll see that I have a bunch of broad accounts, which I've already filled in. My Flexi account, you'll see here, has my groceries and gas listed here. My quality of life goals is basically this is our date night account. So if we go out to eat together as a family, or we go to the movies or anything like that, this is usually where this money comes out of. And we do it monthly because that's one of the very important things that we look forward to, is having date night, eating out, and not feeling guilty about enjoying life. And one of the biggest things with the way that I'm deciding to do my debt payoff journey is that I want to be able to enjoy life and not always feel like I'm neglecting some part, because then you get resentment, then you don't have the motivation to keep going. So that's one of the things that we built with our budget, is to have food, or is to have money to dine out and go on dates. Next is our debt payment categories, and this basically is where I've taken, so this next section is our debt payments. Basically, I've gone through my budget, got my numbers together, and basically come up with a debt payment plan, which I will have updated here. So this will show how much I want to put towards my credit card debt or student loan debts each month. So next here we have our living expenses. And under these categories, some of them can be considered sinking funds, but I choose to leave them here because we kind of use them on more of a regular basis. So like if we go get like paper towels, we'll put it under household goods. Toothpaste and deodorant, that kind of stuff, I leave it here because that's something that we tend to go to the store monthly for. Also here, interest and fees. I put it here only because when we have credit card debt or anything like that, it doesn't really fit in my debt payments, but it also doesn't go under my credit card payments. These are like additional fees that I need to account for. So I'll leave them here. So next we have medical expenses. And actually, I'm going to move this down to my sinking fund. We don't use this that often. Every now and then we'll have to go to the doctor, or because the way our insurance set up, we really don't have too many copays. So I'm going to move this down to my sinking fund, and we'll just contribute to that in that fashion. Next, we have home maintenance. That's also one that I'm going to put down in our sinking fund. And next we have Sir Nicholas's account. Sir Nicholas is my sweet, sweet Yorkie poo. He's the most adorable thing in the world, and I love him to death. And he has his own account. So basically, we kind of go back and forth about this. And actually, I think I am going to put him into my sinking fund account, only because we only have to buy dog food. We usually buy a big bag of dog food for him once every 2 to 3 months. He only goes to the vet once a month, and then everything else we kind of build up account for him to have emergency care. Since we don't have pet insurance, I just want him to have a sinking fund in the event that we need to take him to a vet for any kind of operation or any kind of issue, like if he gets sick. So those are my living expenses. Next here, we'll go into our sinking fund. So of course, we have Nicholas's sinking fund here. Home maintenance, if we need to make any repairs to the house, like if our hot water heater goes out. Any medical expenses, if we have any gifts, or Q4. This is a real big one for us because usually at the end of the year, we get screwed because that's when we tend to go on vacation or we fly to town. Q4 is always something different every year. So this year I decided to make a category just for that. Next, we'll have auto maintenance for any auto issues that come up, new tires, oil changes, things of that nature. Lawn care is also a big one for us because I love to garden, because I love to buy plants, because I love to propagate, because I have a thing for gardening. That is my joy. That is how I relax. We spend a lot of money in this area. So I've created a sinking fund for this year to help with the damage that I'm probably going to cause. Interesting. So I've actually maybe double dipped and I have house maintenance on here too. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get rid of this house maintenance because I already have home maintenance here. So we won't double fund that account. So the next category I have here is RV reno. So I'm currently a travel nurse and I really didn't want to go from hotel to Airbnb. I just decided it was easier to buy an RV, move it when I need to move it, and it's been great so far. The thing about it is, if you've ever been in an RV, I don't know who's actually doing the color schemes or designing these things, but it wasn't my style. I got something that was pretty much 85% of what I needed, and then the other 15% I decided that I was going to rip up and make it my own. So I currently have a RV rental budget set for if I need to go buy paint or if I decide to take something down or if I need to replace anything. That's what this account is for. And actually, I need to start another account, which I think I will. We're going to call this one RV maintenance. All right, and it's there. So now I'll figure out how much I'm going to actually fund to this account. Since this is new, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to put there, but it's there, something I need to think about and something I'll add to. But when we go through the budget, we'll see how much we have left over and if we can contribute a goal to this amount. I'm not 100% sure what it will be, but maybe we'll do a Google search real quick and see what the average is and base it off of that. All right, back to the next section. We have clothing. Honestly, we don't go out and buy a lot of clothes. We're kind of minimal when it comes to that, mostly because we wear uniforms to work. And then when we're not at work, I'm in leggings or sweatpants. And we have plenty of those. So we really don't go out and buy too much. Every now and then when we have to go to like a special event, like a wedding or a banquet or something of that nature, we'll go ahead and splurge and get something new. But outside of that, clothing is really minimal. The next one is my Ynab. And since Ynab is an annual subscription, I always put away some money to make sure that I'm able to pay for it every year. And that is the sinking funds in a nutshell. My next category is I have stuff I forgot to buy. And this is just basically like if something should come up, I really didn't plan on it. It really doesn't fit into any of my categories. I will put it there, and then at the end of the month, I'll go through this particular account, look what I bought, and try to make a new category for it. Or unless it's just a one-off thing that I don't need to like have a category for. Next are my credit cards, and Ynab is different in how they do credit cards. And you'll see in the next coming months, or if you see there's plenty of YouTube videos out there about how credit cards work in Ynab. So basically, if I purchase anything on my credit cards, it will come into like one of these other accounts, but that balance actually gets added to my credit card, which in return adjusts these categories over here for me. But we'll get more into that as the months go on. Next, we have my fixed categories, and these are basically any fixed account, like my HOA at the first of the month, RV insurance, Netflix, Verizon, any of that stuff. Next one is my retirement account, which I'll contribute to every month coming up in February. I think we're going to actually start this process with giving me an account. Since I left my staff job and started traveling, it's been a little bit different as far as how my retirement is handled at the moment. So basically, for the past couple of months, I've been using my retirement funds to help pay down debt. Next, we have bunny funds and nummy fund money. So me and my spouse, we both get an allowance, and it's typically $900 a month. And we do this because, one, we do it as a way to give. We do it as a way to give gifts if, we just decide that I don't want to contribute to that, but you can use your fund money to do whatever you want. It's basically money that we give ourselves to do what we need, so there's no bad blood as far as fighting over, well, you did this, you did that. Nope, everybody gets a set amount every month. You do what you want, no questions asked. And these are actually shipped out into separate accounts. Most times we'll have a payment that goes out. Sometimes we'll keep a little bit of money here in this account because we do use like our checking account. Just because we forgot to just use our actual fund money accounts, and we'll leave them there just so we can keep track of what's going on. So those are those two accounts. The last one is my travel nurse accounts. Most of these fees are reimbursed, but I also like to keep track of them for what's not reimbursed and what I need to write off on my taxes. So that account stays here. So now that we kind of gave an overview of the accounts, I want to go through each account and try to adjust my budget accordingly. So groceries, this actually needs to change, and we spend way too much money on groceries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to a reasonable goal. We're going to do about $700 a month just until we can try to figure things out. Next, we spend about, gas we give each other. We'll just do monthly for now. For gas, I say we spend about $400 a month in gas. Actually, I'm sorry, gas we do about $270. Our quality of life goals for dining out, based off of my last 7 months, we do about $460 a month in that. For debt payments, this is going to be the fun one. So since I haven't created any goals, my debt payment for my student loans that I want to contribute for the second goal is, I want to contribute about $344 a month for this goal. For my car note, we have a budget of $360, and what I'm going to do, since we're already overpaying on this anyway, we're going to change this goal to $288 a month. For my student loans that are under $1,000, the goal is to have $518 a month contributed. Credit cards, we want to give a total of $850 a month. Actually, now that I'm looking, I'm glad I'm doing this. We actually don't have this debt anymore. So what I'm going to do is just delete this one. And then we'll go to our RV payments. RV payments, we actually contribute, or the monthly payment that we make is $310 a month. And those are our debts. I'm going to save shrinking funds for last because they need to be adjusted. And it's going to take a little bit of time to figure out those numbers. But for stuff I forgot about, we leave $100 there. So next we have credit card payments. So we can actually create a goal for credit card payments, but I'm choosing to leave these blank here only because I have a debt payoff plan for these credit cards, and I would rather them be in this category up here and manage them from the debt payment standpoint. So I'm not actually going to put a monthly goal to it. I might change my mind about that later, but for right now, we're not going to do a monthly goal. For fixed income or for fixed expenses, most of them are filled in. Like I pay $80 for my HOA. RV insurance is $43.18 a month. The trash is $16.75 a month. We have Amazon Music, which is actually, we need to change this one to $19 a month. We actually went up on our fees so we can have a family plan so everybody can listen to it. Netflix is actually not a true expense, only because my spouse actually pays for Netflix. That was the agreement made because I was like, well, we got to cut something. We can't have Hulu and Netflix. So we decided that she would take Netflix and the house would deal with Hulu. So actually, I'm going to delete that since we made that agreement. Next is Verizon. We pay about $180 for our phone bills. Car insurance is a little bit wacky. It's gone down, it's gone up. We're getting ready to look at different car insurances to try to get our monthly payments lowered. So that might change here in the future, but for right now it's $375. Work expenses, we can actually delete that account because I actually have it separated down for me. Electric, we pay about $170 a month. Our mortgage is $919.18 a month. Hulu is about $70 a month, which we're going to go in and try to figure out a better plan because we did do Hulu Live. We did add HBO Max, and now we're going to take off some of those features. So that account should change here in the near future. RV internet. So I pay $90 a month, which is absurd, for RV internet. But I need it because I do YouTube videos. I also do trading, so I need a reliable internet source. Next one we have iInsurance is $758 every month. My RV rent currently is actually gone up $25, so I need to adjust that in our budget. So the week or the monthly payment is now $625. Internet for the house is $52 a month. Our emergency fund, we're actually, for Yada savings, we're going to create a goal of making sure we contribute $100 a month. Our retirement plan, I want to put in $780 into my accounts. Fund money is $900 for both of us, so I need to adjust this one. Make it a monthly goal so everybody gets $900. And then my travel nurses expenses. So this actually technically should be sinking funds because they do vary from month to month. But I'm also reimbursed back from my company. So what I'm going to do as far as goals go, right now I'm going to put in maybe $25 a month for each category until I get a better feel of how much I'm spending each month for these. All right, now we have everything in. These are all our accounts. This is my budget for the month. So my budget actually comes out to $9,742.69 a month. Now, here's the problem. So my actual income that we bring home is on an average about $9,400 a month. So we're actually $342.69 over budget. I do plan on increasing my budget over the year so this won't be a problem. But for right now, we need to go in and see some categories where we need to make an adjustment. So we can get this down to about $9,400 a month. Also, we need to do something about our sinking funds. So for my Q4 sinking funds, I think on average we spend about $1,500. So I'll divide that over 12 months. So we need to make this one $125. So we'll create a goal for $125 a month. RV rental, we'll do about $50 a month. Clothing, we'll do about $10 a month. Ynab, let's see, that is going to be about $8 a month. Gifts, we'll do about $10 a month. And RV maintenance, we'll put in $25 a month. Okay. So now that we got those totals in, we can go back to our budget and kind of see where we are. With our sinking funds added, we're at a total of $9,970 a month and 69 cents. So now we need to shave this off $570. So what I'm going to go here, because our groceries are a little bit out of control, I'm going to reduce that budget down to $500 a month. So that'll give us $200. Now we need to find some other money from somewhere. So first I'll start with my flexible goals, see if we can get that stuff down. Date night will reduce down to, let's see, $260. Debt payments, we want to keep them where they are because we're trying to get out of debt. Living expenses, let's see if we can get this one to, we'll do $50 a month. Stuff I forgot about, let's see, we'll edit that one. We'll do $75 a month. And let's see what that brings us up to. So we're getting close. We only need $120 more shaved off from somewhere. So what we'll do is we'll have to do a little fun money reduction just for the sake of we need to get out of debt. So we'll do $850 a month. We'll come over here. We'll do $850 a month. Let's see, where else can we shave? All right, all we have to do is get rid of $20.69 more cents worth of money, and then we'll be set for our budget. So what I think we're going to go in and do is Q4 we'll shave that down to $100 a month. Ooh, wrong spot. And it goes to $100 a month. And refresh our budget. Now we're down to $9,395 a month for our budget. So our budget is set. We're under budget. They'll give a little bit of a buffer for later on. And as the days go on, we'll start getting transactions in. We'll start making adjustments. We'll start adding things to accounts and see if we can stay on budget that we currently have set. So right now we actually have $712 in the budget right now. I know we can go ahead and add $250 to this one. We'll add $100 to gas because I do travel from my work location to home and it's about 200 miles. So we kind of use a little bit more gas because I want to be close, spend as much time with my family now before I have to move further away. I'm not able to make it home as much. Next, we'll go down to quality of life. We'll go ahead and put $50 in the budget for that for right now. Debt payments. So we'll add $50 here. We'll add $50 here. $50 here. $50 here. RV payments will come out on its own. And that actually comes out every week. So we'll put $50 there for right now. We still have $112 left. So we'll go to all right, and that is all our money has gone somewhere that was sitting in an account. Next month will be a better month because we'll start from the beginning and we'll show you with each paycheck what happens. Or actually, we might even start doing that with our next paycheck. We get paid on the right before the 15th, and I get another paycheck Friday. So I might just make an updated video of what we do with our checks when they come in, how we disperse them. But for right now, this is just a general overview of how we like to deal with our budget. If we have money sitting in our accounts, what we like to do to make sure they're distributed in some form or fashion so we know where our money's going and what we've attributed to. Also, what we do is like we have the mobile app of Ynab, and typically what we do before we go to the store, we'll actually check our accounts to see if, oh, okay, we're going to buy paper towels. Do we have any money in that particular account before we go in here and start buying paper towels and cleaning supplies, if we can actually afford it. If we can't, we just don't, or we actually take it from a different part of our budget, and then next month we adjust it based off of those numbers. So that's it, guys. That's my budget in a nutshell. Next month, the budget will be a little bit different because we'll start from the beginning. I'll show you what we do with each paycheck, how we distribute them first, who gets money first, where money goes. All right, guys, that's it. That's my budget in a nutshell. Make sure you check the description below for my personalized links to Ynab, where you can get a free trial for 34 days. Hey guys, thank you for watching my video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more video updates. Also, check the description below for special links to anything mentioned in this video. Until the next one.